Sunday's game could be changing yet again. We've also got new details for you about last night's serious crash on Herndon Parkway in Fairfax County. What we're now learning about the 3 people, including a young child, who got hurt here. And a happy ending after a French bulldog is stolen at gunpoint in D.C. We're going to tell you where that dog was found exactly 1 week after it was taken. But we begin tonight with that developing news involving the Washington Commanders. So glad you're with us here tonight at 6 o'clock. I'm Adam Longo. Well, here's a twist you probably didn't see coming. Sam Howell might once again be the Commanders' starting quarterback, just days after he got benched in favor of Jacoby Brissett. That's because Brissett is now listed as questionable for Sunday's game because of an injury. Sports anchor Desmond Purnell here to talk about this news. Des, this broke just a few hours ago, and it seems like just one thing after another with this team.
This season is an ever-growing soap opera, guys. The Washington Commanders, they now have another situation dealing with the quarterback position. After giving the job to Jacoby Brissett just a few short days ago, the job may have to go back to Sam Howell. It may be over before it ever began for Jacoby Brissett. Here's why. The Commanders, they're dealing with a hamstring injury with Jacoby Brissett. Sam Howell may have to come in and get the start due to this surprise hamstring injury. He's been complaining of some tightness. Ron Rivera, he spoke with the media today and shared these thoughts.
Yeah, after meetings, I guess he went in and got, complained about being tight and sore. So, Al came down that evening and told us that he had just treated Jacoby, and then this morning he came in and he was still tight. So we wanted to be careful and just kind of see how he's doing. We're going to monitor him the next 48 hours. He took some reps today, he and Sam. So we got Sam getting warmed up just in case.
Now, Coach Rivera told us he received the news late last night, said he was surprised, and Coach, you're not alone on that one. If Brissett cannot go on Sunday, they will indeed turn back to the man they benched just a few short days ago, Sam Howell. We'll hear more from Coach Rivera tonight at 11. And don't forget, we are your station to get you ready for Sunday's game. You can watch exclusive interviews with Commanders players each week on WUSA9 and WUSA9 Plus. The Players Club airs tomorrow night after the news at 11. Then Sunday morning, you can watch the game plan with Ron Rivera at 8:30.
WUSA9 Weather Watch is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
All right, a live look outside right now over Reagan National Airport. Another busy travel day. People heading home from their holiday vacation or headed to their New Year's Eve destination. We've also got some video we can show you from inside of the airport this morning. You can see just how long the lines were at security. TSA pre-check right back up to the entrance. Fortunately, only one flight cancellation at National today. So far, we're told there have been 7 cancellations at Dulles. Let's bring in meteorologist Michaela Lucero. So, Michaela, travel is going to be busy right through the start of next week. Is the forecast going to cooperate?
So far, Adam, the forecast is actually looking pretty good for a large portion of the country. I'm going to step off so you can see the entire United States. As we get into your Saturday morning, we'll just watch 1 or 2 spots on the west coast, as well as a small system just to the west of us, closer to the West Virginia region. Those are really the only spots that we're going to watch if you're flying up to Maine or Vermont. They'll have a few flurries, but nothing is looking like it's going to cancel any plans. Sure, it'll be some wet weather, but I'm not expecting any flights to be canceled from this rain or a few flurries that some spots get. Heading into your Sunday morning, well, more of the same, mostly clear across the country with only a few spots seeing some showers. We'll watch a couple sprinkles move into portions of southeast Texas, and that's about it for New Year's Day. It is clear and a little cold across the country, but at least we're not dealing with any of that wet weather to start the new year or end this year. All right, back here for our region tonight, we're going to be dealing with those partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures falling into the 30s to low 40s across the region. A stray shower is going to be possible. We're looking at our most recent data coming in on satellite and radar, and you can see over the last couple of hours, we're just seeing a few sprinkles developing for places like Culpeper into Winchester, mainly along the Blue Ridge. That doesn't look like it's going to make it quite to D.C., but I'll have an updated look at Futurecast coming up. Adam?
All right, Michaela, thank you. So with so many of you traveling this holiday weekend, now would be a good time to download our free WUSA9 app. That way you'll get access to weather and traffic alerts on the go. Just search for WUSA9 in the App Store. All right, so tonight, an adult and a young child remain in serious condition after a crash on Herndon Parkway. We first brought you this story as breaking news right around this time yesterday. Well, today we were in the community near the crash scene, and neighbors told our Matthew Torres they have been worried that something like this would happen.
As an active member of his community's association, Walter Shorter is used to delivering the good news, not receiving the bad.
It's very, very moving, quite honestly.
Just down the street from his home, remnants of a violent scene.
2 patients, 1 pediatric already loaded, being transported. 1 female still trapped out of the car. Squad just arrived. We're working extricate right now.
It's on Herndon Parkway near Summerfield Drive where late Thursday afternoon. Herndon police say there was a wreck involving the driver of this vehicle and 3 pedestrians who are members of the same family. One of the family members suffered minor injuries and should be okay. But the other 2, a young child and a woman in her mid-20s who was pulled out by firefighters, according to scanner traffic, are in critical condition.
I got 1 female patient pinned underneath the vehicle. I have a unconscious, estimated 4-year-old male that was struck by a vehicle. I got a 30-year-old male that's pinned in the vehicle.
The incident here is only magnifying concerns from nearby neighbors who say speeding and traffic along Herndon Parkway have become a growing issue, concerning knowing families tend to walk to and from the nearby grocery store.
Fortunately, it doesn't occur a lot here, but I think with this construction work, my concern not knowing the story, as maybe their family was walking on the street, which I do see at times when we have a lot of rain.
Shorter says as sad as it is, he's not surprised. He's raised concerns about driving behavior on this road before.
The pedestrian is hit by a car. I think it's quite dangerous.
It's unclear if charges are going to be filed against the driver. Police say the investigation must be completed first. In Herndon, I'm Matthew Torres, WUSA9.
All right, we have an update for you now on a big story that we've been following this week. The man wanted for a deadly shooting at a L'Enfant Plaza bus stop is now in custody. Members of the Capital Area Regional Fugitive Task Force made the arrest. 36-year-old Deontay Vondell Spicer happened this morning. They say he killed Tyvez Monroe on Maryland Avenue around 4:30 Tuesday morning. He's now charged with first-degree murder. To Montgomery County, where the 16-year-old accused of killing another teenager at the Wheaton Metro Station has pleaded guilty to murder. Now, this happened back on May 18th. That's when 2 groups got into a fight on an escalator. During that fight, Emmanuel Simmons pulled out a gun and shot Tennyson Vaughn Leslie Jr. Simmons will be sentenced in June. He faces a maximum of 40 years in prison. A 14-year-old is also charged in connection with the murder. That case is being handled by the juvenile court system. All right, an update for you now on a story that we first told you about over the weekend. A dog that got stolen from a woman at gunpoint in the district has been found. Take a look. This is 1-year-old Mocha. Last Friday, her owner drove from Pennsylvania to Southeast D.C. to sell that dog to somebody she met online. Well, she says that someone pulled a gun on her and then took the dog near 14th Place and Savannah Street. So early this morning, the woman called us with a pretty good update. She says the dog was found about 1.5 miles from where it was stolen on Alabama Avenue Southeast. Now, our Matthew Torres is working this, and he'll have much more on the story, including when the two could be reunited, coming up tonight on the news at 11. Looking ahead to the new year now. Some places in Maryland will be getting rid of those plastic bags starting Monday. This is going to affect shoppers in Prince George's and Anne Arundel counties, as well as the city of Frederick. That means you'll need to bring your own reusable bags to the store or pay 10 cents for a paper bag. Of course, the goal here is to reduce plastic waste, litter, and pollution. But shoppers are split over whether this is actually a good thing.
Plastic bags are extremely convenient, but I guess it's an environmental concern, so we have to do our part.
I really think that it's not the bags that's causing the problem.
I feel like it's easier and better just to have reusable bags just because it's better than using paper or plastic.
Both Howard and Baltimore counties already have similar laws, so does the city of Baltimore. New at 6, Virginia's Attorney General is celebrating a victory in what he is calling an election integrity case. This has to do with a nonprofit called Look Ahead America. So back in October, we told you that AG Jason Miyares sent the group a cease and desist letter because of these flyers. The AG said the flyers spread misleading and false election information. Now, Look Ahead America appealed the letter, but this week a court dismissed that appeal. Miyares responded to the decision saying, quote, "In Virginia, it should be easy to vote and hard to cheat. I'm proud of my election integrity unit for taking action against voter misinformation and intimidation," unquote. That election integrity unit was created just last year. The countdown is on to 2024, but this year, New Year's Eve is coming with more security concerns. We're going to show you what places like Times Square are doing to make sure that people stay safe. And we're going to introduce you to a woman from Maryland whose dancing skills helped her nab a spot in the new Color Purple remake. Stay with us. The News at 6 is back in 90 seconds. New at 6, we are shining a spotlight on a woman from Maryland featured in the new remake of The Color Purple. Kendra McIntyre grew up in Hyattsville and found out she had a passion for dance at a young age. Now she's trained in almost every style of dance you can think of: ballet, modern, hip hop, street jazz, you name it. McIntyre graduated from Temple University with a degree in dance education. She then came back to Montgomery County, spending 2 years teaching dance to public school students. Now her dancing has been featured in multiple movies, commercials, even award shows. McIntyre says it was extra special when she got that call to audition for The Color Purple.
The Color Purple, like the original film, is such a staple in the Black community and also in my life. Like me and my sister, whenever we meet each other, we always do the the little handshake, and I love the music even from the original. So when I got the email to audition, I was very excited. I didn't even know there was gonna be a film.
Now, when she's not filming for the big screen, Kendra is a dance instructor and substitute teacher. All right, when we come back, we're taking you to Times Square as the Big Apple gets ready for this weekend's big New Year's Eve celebration. You are taking a live look at Times Square, where law enforcement officials, they're ramping up security for Sunday's New Year's Eve festivities. As Larry Miller explains, police are on high alert because of these ongoing protests against the Israel-Hamas war.
Happy New Year!
Under the watchful eye of the New York City Police Department, security will be extra tight as 2024 arrives. Mayor Eric Adams addressed security preparations and concerns as the Big Apple gets ready for the big party.
Our drones, our helicopters, our boats, the full complement of our public safety apparatus will be on display.
New York's mayor says there have been nearly 500 protests in the city since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. With that heightened tension, they're adding security precautions here in Times Square and at New Year celebrations around the country. A recent law enforcement bulletin warns of a likely heightened threat of violence through the holidays, including at large gatherings like New Year's Eve celebrations, and particularly by lone actors.
We're going to have a large police presence out there, both uniformed and plain clothes. We're going to be doing traffic control, pedestrian control to make sure it's a very safe New Year's for all.
Still, some tourists visiting the city say they're avoiding Times Square.
I will not be in Times Square on New Year's Eve because of likely security issues.
Below ground, the Times Square subway station, the city's busiest mass transit hub, will also be watched very closely.
Our deployment plans are multi-layered and they consist of a visible presence that New Yorkers and our riders are going to see, and then an invisible presence.
In addition to law enforcement, the Times Square Alliance says its public safety officers are also certified in anti-terrorism training. Larry Miller, WUSA9.
Now, amidst all of this heightened security posture, there is also some fun happening today. Organizers practice their confetti tossing in Times Square because this is, there's a science behind it. You don't just throw it up in the air. Come
Never.
on. Yeah, they got 3,000 pounds of this stuff ready to go, mixed in with all that confetti. Tens of thousands of written resolutions and dreams for the future.
Even my own wish, which is to spend more time with my family in 2024, and of course, just peace on earth. I think more than ever, we just want everyone to get along.
He's going to spend more time with his family, but he's going to spend the next 48 hours in Times Square.
As one does.
The contradiction that exists.
Maybe his family's with him.
Right. More than 1 million people are expected to crowd into Times Square on Sunday night. That's 1 million people in one small space. Good luck to all of you. Here on WUSA9, we are helping you ring in the new year right from your couch. You're going to love it. We've got country music's biggest stars on tap. You can watch New Year's Eve live. Nashville's Big Bash right here on Sunday night. That celebration gets started early at 7:30. Pace yourself.
WUSA9 Weather Watch is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
All right, so we finally had a day today, Michaela, where the kids could get outside. Everything started to dry out. So the two big questions we have moving forward, are we going to see continued sunshine, and what kind of a jacket do we have to wear on New Year's Eve?
Puffy.
Puffy.
Already plan on the puffy coat over your sparkly outfit. The day will be nice, but by midnight, it's going to be pretty cold out there. So start planning now.
Good to know.
Yes. I always plan around my jacket. You got to. When you have events where it's like, you've got this amazing outfit.
It makes total sense.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about what we've got going on right now because we are seeing a few showers out there. This is a current look at satellite and radar and a few sprinkles for our far southwestern counties, mainly along the Blue Ridge. Even the Blue Ridge could be seeing just a few flurries right now. Culpeper, Warrenton as well, just a few of those sprinkles mainly along that I-81 corridor. The heavier rainfall is to the south, mainly towards the Richmond area, but if you are headed south or headed to any of those areas, you will run into some of that wet weather later on tonight. Heading into tomorrow morning, we're waking up with temperatures in the 20s and 30s across the region, so it is going to be quite cold. It will be on the dry side, so if you're headed out and about, maybe going for a run, taking the dogs out, make sure that you are bundled up early in the day. As we move throughout your Saturday, you'll notice a mix of sun and clouds, a few additional clouds towards the later part of the afternoon. Temperatures close to average for this time of year in the mid to upper 40s. Now we're going to continue with that sun as we head into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday as well. 47, 49, and 50. Those are your highs each and every day. It's going to be sunny, if not a little bit above average as we get into your Monday. Now overnight, we were talking about it. 36 for your low temperature Sunday night into Monday morning. Now we'll actually hit that temperature early on Monday morning, but right around midnight, it should be in the upper 30s to low 40s. So still quite cold. So if you're going to be outside for the new year, I would make sure that you are bundled up. If you're going to be indoors, things should be okay. And overnight, besides a few clouds, things are going to be clear. So your drive back home real early on Monday morning will be clear. Here we go. A look at your New Year's forecast. 50 and 49. That's what we're forecasting between those 2 days. Each day will feature plenty of sunshine. However, a few additional clouds will start to move in as we get into your Monday afternoon. A stray shower can't be ruled out, but the chance is so low that it's only going to be for a few very isolated areas. All right, your 10-day temperature trend here. We are going to stay pretty steady with these temps for the next couple of days. Temps will be in those low to mid 40s with only a day or so in the low 50s. Now, this time of year, we should be about in the mid 40s, so we're close to where we should be as we head into 2024. All right, I've got your 7-day forecast here. If you are headed to the Commanders game on Sunday, we finally have a dry game as we head towards the end of the season. Not going to be looking for really any wet weather heading into your Sunday. It will be a touch chilly for the start of the day, so if you're doing some tailgating outside, make sure that you have got the hoodie along with you. And if you're on the shady side of the stadium, I'd keep that hoodie as you head into the game. For New Year's Day, like we talked about it, a good amount of sun and temperatures in the 50s. And then getting into Tuesday, seasonal, but a touch on the cool side at times. Wednesday, another great day. Thursday will be our next best chance for a few showers across the region. And then Friday, a cold front comes through, drops us into the low 40s with some sunshine for our first weekend of 2024.
Looks like a great way to ring in the new year. Michaela, thanks. So we're tracking Metro for you tonight with a good reminder for Red Line riders. The transit agency says a partial shutdown of the Red Line is going to end early and $250,000 under budget. We first told you about this on the news at 4 yesterday. Metro shared these pictures of the work that was completed during the closure. Crews rebuilt the ceiling of the tunnel to prevent falling concrete. They also installed more than 1,000 new lights along platform edges, and workers added insulation to the electrified third rail. Full service on the Red Line resumes tomorrow morning at 7. Now, with that construction over, Metro going to be a great option to get home from your New Year's Eve celebrations. On New Year's Eve, trains and buses will run on a Sunday schedule, but the trains are going to operate until 2 a.m. Now, on New Year's Day, Metro will stay on a regular Sunday schedule. That means trains will stop running at midnight. There is no MARC or VRE service on New Year's Day. All right, we're following a breaking traffic headache in the district. You need to hear about this if you plan on going out tonight. DDOT reports the left lane on 395 northbound on the 14th Street Bridge. You can see it right there. Yeah, that's closed because of a crash. Traffic at a crawl moving into the district from Virginia. So this happened just before we came on the air at 6 o'clock. We're learning that 2 cars were involved in this crash. You can see the emergency crews in that far left lane dealing with that. Traffic only getting by with a few lanes to the right. We're still trying to find out if anybody got hurt. We're still checking on that. We'll let you know if we hear anything. We'll be right back with a final check of your forecast. All right, Michaela's back with a final peek of what we can expect tonight and moving into the weekend. What do you got?
Well, tonight, just a couple stray showers here and there for only a few spots. And then over the next couple of days, we do have some nicer weather on the way. Your weekend will be in the 40s. We'll get some sunshine. The Commanders game is finally dry. I feel like we've always had rainy Commanders games. And now that it's the end of the season.
The only moisture might be the tears of the fans.
Yes, that too. And then getting into Monday for the first day of 2024, 50s, we'll get some sun. And then the rest of the week, 40s, just a low rain chance on Thursday.
Like seeing that sunshine. We've earned it. We deserve it after what we've been through this week. That's WUSA9 News at 6. CBS Evening News on the way next. Michaela and I will see you right back here tonight at 11.